All right, so it is Friday night. You just had a killer week of hitting your workouts. You've been hitting your nutrition perfectly this whole week, and you're going out with the girls tonight to get pizza. And you get to the restaurant, you're feeling good, and the bread comes out, and you're super hungry, so you start eating some of the breadsticks, and then the pizza comes out, and you end up eating 4 slices instead of the 2 that you had planned. And then you're having a few drinks and the dessert comes out and you're smashing on the dessert. It's super good, brownie with ice cream. You're eating it all up. And then you get home, you go to bed that night, and you wake up the next day and you're like, oh my God, what did I do? Like, I just completely messed up my progress. I ate so much more than I should have, and everything is ruined. Like, I just completely messed up. Now imagine if I was your friend and I just came and told you that story. I said, hey, I just like way overate last night. I completely ruined everything. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. What would you say to your friend? What would you tell her? You'd probably tell her, it's fine. It's one night. Like, what is one night going to do in the course of all the time you've been working? You've been working hard for the past 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is. It's one day. It's fine. Just, let it go and move on, right? That's probably what you tell your friend, because we're so critical on ourselves, but when it's other people, we're much more level-headed, right, on how we see situations. And today I want to talk to you guys about what to do in a situation where you have a bad day or a bad week and you feel like you messed up all of your progress. Because I know a lot of us, I know I still have days I feel guilty like that. Like, I was not planning on eating that much and I went to the restaurant and I was super hungry, or I was having a movie night and there was bowls of snacks in front of me and I just couldn't stop grabbing them and I was craving them. And I still have nights like that. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have nights like that, but we don't really talk about that with people, right? So it's hard to know that other people are probably experiencing similar things, and guilt can really take over. And so when we have a day like that, a lot of us have a tendency to let a day like that lead into days or weeks like that, right? We start to feel so guilty. We say, what's the point? I'm just going to spend the whole weekend just eating, all the leftover pizza and the cake and just kind of get it out of the house, because on Monday I'm going to completely restart and it doesn't matter. I already messed up this whole week anyways, right? Or we let it lead into weeks of us just kind of overeating everything that we have in the house because we're, so upset about our progress being messed up. Most likely we weighed ourselves after a day like that and saw the scale go up, which we all know from the weight fluctuations video module, if you haven't seen that, it's going to go up because of all the carbs we ate, for example. And we just kind of let it get us farther down and down and down that hole. And really, all we need to do to get ourselves out of a bad day like that or a bad week like that is just to get ourselves back on track as quickly as possible. That's it. There's not really like a magic pill. There's no undoing what happened the night before. You just really get yourself back on track as quickly as possible. And a lot of times after a Friday night, for instance, like that, we kind of let it bleed into the whole weekend. Saturday and Sunday kind of go downhill after a Friday like that. Instead of just saying, hey, I had a Friday like that, I'm going to wake up on Saturday. I'm just going to, get back to eating totally normal how I was before. Try to get a workout in to feel good, feel less bloated, and just keep going forward and keep, keep going, get back on track. And if we did that, if we just quickly got ourselves back on track the next day or the next week, you're right back to making progress. Nothing is hurt. You didn't lose any progress in one day or even 1 week. If you're doing this for life, there is no deadline, right? We're not trying to hit like a certain goal on that certain day. The idea is that just over the course of time, we keep having better days, more days on track that we hit consistently, and we make progress. So even if you have one day like that, even if you have 1 week like that, in the course of the years or months that you're getting healthy, it's not going to matter, right? They're far in between. So I want you guys to remember that. I want you to remember to, instead of letting a night like that or a day like that let it bring you down and kind of push you completely off track from overeating 2,000 calories at night to now overeating 6,000 calories over the course of the whole weekend, to just be kind to yourself. To just say, dang, like I messed up. I shouldn't have probably eaten that much, but maybe I shouldn't have gone to the restaurant that hungry. I won't do that next time. I'll just, I learned something. I'll be better about it. See the positive in it, learn from it, and just move forward and, do what you were doing. And I want to say one thing here that's super important. The worst thing you can do after a bad day of overeating, for example, is undereating. So the next day waking up and saying, I'm just going to cut my calories in half to try to make up some of the calories I ate the night before. This is super common. Okay, I know that we don't talk about it a lot, but I think a lot of us subconsciously want to do this or have done this or do this currently. Really undereat after like a bad weekend or a bad night. And I highly suggest you don't do that, because what happens when we do that is we tend to undereat significantly. We're starving. The next day we overeat, and then we undereat again and we overeat, and we go into this like binge cycle of eating which is very unhealthy mentally for us, but also really will throw us off of our progress. So I encourage you to just get back to what you were doing before, that healthy eating you were doing, the calories you were hitting, the meals that you were feeling good doing, the workouts. That's it. Get back on track. Super quick. That's it. And I promise you guys, it will make this process feel more sustainable, because you're going to have nights like that. You're going to have weeks like that, like when you're traveling, that are good and normal. And sometimes you need a little break. You want to kind of eat everything. Like there's nights where you're just like, I'm going to eat everything. I'm just going to do it. But then I'm not going to feel guilty about it. I'm going to acknowledge what I'm doing. And then I'm going to make sure that I get myself back to eating healthy the next day, so that I'm back to making my progress and not losing my progress by any means. Okay? So I think mentally is probably the biggest thing we need to overcome in a situation like that. And I think the only way to consistently and sustainably lose weight and change your body for the rest of your life is being able to recover from situations like that, social events, travel, whatever it may be, one hard month when you're, changing jobs, moving, etc. Just finding your way back to the things that work and feel good to you. And guys, that's really it. I hope that helps. I hope it gives you some insight to kind of how to recover, and also just how to be a little bit more positive and kind to yourself.